Syngenta Crop Protection Canada and C&M Seeds present the Wheat School on RealAgriculture.com.
You mentioned in your presentation you used the acronym MOG.
Yeah, MOG stands for material other than grain, which is basically all the leaves, straw that normally is taken in with the plant, and the hulls and pods and everything else. And what's so important about MOG is it really, in most instances, regulates what the capacity of the combine is. It's not necessarily the grain flow rate. Usually the grain flow is much higher. But if you think of MOG in terms of running interference or resistance to separating the grain, problems with cleaning, all of that, it's the MOG feed rate. So when we talk about the separator, we talk about the total MOG going through. And when we talk about the cleaning system, it's usually we're talking about chaff and particles like that going over. And when you reach the limit of the interference going through, then the losses start increasing.
So what kind of issue is MOG in wheat?
MOG in wheat, again, is regulated highly by your cutting height. You know, most of the wheat, the heads are within the top, say 12 inches of the crop. And if you get a real tall crop that's in the 3 to 4 foot range, there's a lot of material that doesn't need to be processed in there. So by getting rid of, for example, we had done testing where getting rid of 8 inches of straw in a crop that was about 42 inches high increased our grain feed rate by nearly 50%. And getting rid of 16 inches, we were up to like 85% increase. So that's huge when we're talking about what the average operator sees is how many bushels per hour, how quickly he fills the tank. So that straw makes a huge difference. And they can change that, especially if they're direct cutting, just raising the head up a little bit. Once it's windrowed, there's reasons for cutting low to support the crop so that it doesn't fall through and if it gets wet or that, but straight cutting you can lift it up. The big challenge is if you're direct seeding is that standing stubble and how to deal with it later. But it might be easier to deal with it later than to put it through the combine.
What kind of issues, like what's the best way to deal with that after the fact? Are you looking at a kind of a heavy harrow situation?
A lot of people end up heavy harrowing it. There are ones that use rotary cutters and will recut it. That some people have even gone over at the windrower again and just cut the standing stubble off to shorten it up. But yeah, it is an issue that can really affect combine performance.
So is there anything we should look at when we're cutting it?
Typically, what works the best is about if you've got a total crop height of about 16 inches in there, head, layers of heads, and then about that 16-inch level of straw, partly heads, partly straw. Going much shorter than that is not a big advantage, but having it limited to that makes quite a difference.